My name is Carol Wilson, and I'm the Clinical Coordinator of Older Adult Services here at Jewish Family Service. And it is really my privilege to work with our community's older adults to support them as they age in place, and also to support them as they transition perhaps to a long-term care residence. I assess their social support network, their physical health, their mobility, their cognitive health, their connection to the community, really their wishes in terms of what would make a successful aging experience for them. Treatment plans vary, right, depending upon the client. So typical treatment plans really center around need for transportation. A lot of older adults reach the point where they're no longer able to drive, but we want them to be engaged in community. We want them to be able to make doctor's appointments and go to the hairdresser and meet a friend for coffee. Another treatment plan that is very, very common is looking at home supports that could be put in place for an individual. So that could be a Mazel meal through our JFS umbrella. It could be some of our JFS pilot programs like Let's Play Games. It could be a home health aide that helps an individual respectfully and with great care and kindness, helping with bathing and dressing and grooming to allow them to continue to age in their home. A treatment plan could really address social isolation and the need for connection in our community. And again, these treatment plans are very thorough, very detailed, and very individualized for each client. I am currently working with a 93-year-old individual who lives in the Lehigh Valley, who is a Holocaust survivor. A very dear, quiet, kind gentleman with significant health challenges and significant cognitive challenges. So when I went to spend the morning with this family, I first spent about a half an hour with the wife while her husband was asleep. And she filled me in on some of his story and basically said that your presence being here is really a social visit with him, and something that we don't get a whole lot of. So she went and she woke him up, and we moved from the kitchen into the dining room, and we sat down around the dining room table. And when I looked up on the wall, there framed in a shadow box was the yellow star, the Juden star. And thinking about all this gentleman has gone through, I took a pause, and I think it really motivated me to really want to listen to his story. He was initially resistant to really any services and support from Jewish Family Service or National Holocaust Supports. And after he spent a good bit of time sharing his story, he really went on in that conversation later in the morning to be open to saying, I would like somebody to come visit me. I think that's something that would really be good for me. I would like to have Mazel meals delivered. And I think it would be all right to have a friendly visitor. And I think it would be all right for you to really research services and supports available to me. With their finances being so stressed, it's really not in their purview to be able to pay for out of pocket a lot of supports that I think would really enhance the latter stages of his life. He's quite ill. He has a terminal diagnosis, and the wife is really managing a lot. And I think it would be a support to her as well. And so just the honor and privilege of being able to spend that morning with them and move on to have future communications and really put some services in place, I think was a very powerful experience for me. And I think in the end, it really provided the client with a lot of what they really were looking for. And from a place like Jewish Family Service, that there's trust and respect. And so I really look forward to continued communication with this individual and his wife, and really helping to support them in what would be helpful to them.